Look, Brigitta. The singer's here. All right. Everything's in readiness? Now, when the serenade begins, my Rosara and her sister Beatrice will come out on the terrace, and they'll hear my song. Oh, this will be perfect.
What is so perfect? How will she know it's your song? How will she know you love her? God, you're a strange one. You know that? Master, love like yours is antediluvian. When you're staying in her house, you're learning medicine from her father. You see her every day, but you won't talk to her. Why all this serenading when all you need to say is, I love you?
Brigitta.
Life is short. You're wasting time.
Brigitta!
Well, if you can't bring yourself to say it, at least do something. Indicate it. Then you find out how she feels. Why she's interested, good. Then's the time for serenades. Then you won't be wasting your money. Maybe.
Oh, Brigitta, how many times must I tell you? I won't be bold. I love Rosara. I'm in love with Rosara, but to actually come out and tell her, I'd rather die.
Well, then you go on like this, the shy lover to the end.
Now's the time.
For what?
For my new song. Brigitta, go over to the singer and ask him to start it now.
Oh, how can I say no? I served your father all those years in Bologna.
Yes,
I was in his house when you were born. Though I work for others now, I still think of your father and you as my masters. When you ask me to do something, it's as if I hear your father saying, Brigitta, this is what I want you to do.
Yes, but do it, I beg of you, do it.
Very well, if that's what you want.
I'll go hide somewhere in the shadows.
The shadows? What for?
To make sure nobody sees me.
Can you believe that? A shy lover. In this day and age? I hope there's nothing wrong with him.
Oh, Rosara, my life, my soul, my one and only hope. If you only knew how much I love you. Very happy.
And did they play your song well?
Oh, yes, very well.
How was she to know the song was yours?
No matter, she listened. She seemed to like it. That's enough.
You know what I would do if I were you?
What?
I'd go into the house.
And then?
Well, I'd look about a bit. I'd strut around about the house. I'd look meaningfully into her eyes. I'd smile at her and let her know the song was from me to her.
God forbid, Brigitte, have you lost your mind? In fact, what I'm going to do is go around the house and into the back door. Are you coming?
I don't understand you, but I'll follow you wherever you go.
Don't you see, Brigitte, this is what love is all about. Passion should be consuming and yet invisible.
Wasn't I right, Arlecchino? Isn't Venice wonderful? Summer or winter, they always have a good time here. Even on a night like this, when it's too hot to sleep, you come out and there's a serenade.
Well, they can have their serenade.
Arlecchino,
I don't like their dry serenade.
I thought you were supposed to like music.
Well, I do, but only when it comes with food and wine.
Arlecchino, look, two girls up there. Well, it's hard to tell in this light, but I believe they're really something to look at.
You should wear glasses. Every woman looks pretty to you. While in Rome, you swore you loved Signora Cleonice. And now you've forgotten it.
I seem to have, don't I? Well, so what? She's away, and these girls are here. And they're just standing there. Obviously, they're expecting something. Let's make it happen. I'll speak to them.
You mean you'll lie to them? 10 lies for every 4 words as usual.
Impertinence is out, Arlecchino.
Well, I think we should go to your father's home, to Signor Pantalones, and let them know we're here.
He's at his country place. We'll settle down when he returns.
You mean we'll stay at the inn until then?
Yes, and enjoy our liberty.
Well, then you must tell them I'm free to roam about the kitchen and eat whatever I like, just like I would at home.
All you think of is food. Just let go, man. Unwind. This is Venice. At carnival time. Ooh, I've been away from here for 20 years. I'm going to have some fun before I settle down. God, just look at those girls. Those rare jewels in the moonlight. Arlecchino, go back to the inn and find out their names for me.
Yeah.
Oh, and what they're like in the daytime, for this moonlight can be deceiving. Oh, and their father's name.
I'll need a month to find out all that.
I give you just 10 minutes. And be discreet.
How can I meddle into what's none of my business and be discreet?
Because I'll beat you if you don't.
That makes sense.
I'm in the mood for a new adventure tonight. Wish me luck, please.
Look, sister, there's a man down there. He appears to be strolling. He looks like a gentleman, but you can never tell in this moonlight.
The hell is Arlecchino? I don't know what to say to them. Shame, Lelio. Say anything. Talk about the weather. That should do it.
Oh, we must go in. Don't be silly. Let's wait and see. It's safe up here.
Never have I seen the sky so serene. What a brilliant night. But then that is as it should be, with 2 such resplendent stars to give the night radiance. How could it be otherwise?
He means us. Be quiet.
They say the dampness caused by the moon is perilous to mortals, but when 2 such fires adorn the night, the moon itself must lose its powers.
He's mad, or else in love. I like his silhouette, and he speaks well, doesn't he?
Were I to wish the ladies of both good evening, would they deign to forgive my impetuous candor?
We would consider it an honor.
On a hot night such as this, what a pleasure to breathe the cool breeze from the sea air. Ah, these warm summer
Oh,
nights.
it's not the air we're enjoying, sir, but our liberty while our father is away from home.
So, your father's not in Venice.
He's not, sir.
What a shame.
Do you know our father?
Do I know your father? Why, we're the best of friends. May I be so bold as to inquire where his travels have taken him this time?
To Padua, to see a patient.
So my father's a doctor. Oh, how proud you must be to be his daughters. I consider him second to none, the greatest physician in all of Italy.
Well, how nice of you to say that. And who do we have the honor of addressing?
An admirer of your charms.
And which one of us is so honored?
Oh, one of you, dear young ladies, one of you.
But which one?
My secret passion will soon flower. I may say no more.
The suspense is killing me.
Where has he gone? Master? Master? Master!
Oh, tell me their names.
Oh, I know everything about them. I asked one of the waiters in the inn.
Never
and he
mind
told
who you asked. Tell me their names.
Well, they're the daughters of what was he called?
I don't care. I want their names.
Oh, yes, they're the daughters of a doctor.
I know that, you fool, but you just tell me their names.
Oh, one is called Rosaura, and the other Beatrice. And
Thanks, that's all I need. Forgive me, young ladies. I have some orders to give to my servants.
Are you a Venetian or just visiting?
I am the son of a Neapolitan nobleman.
Oh, a noble Neapolitan. That's 2 lies in one breath.
Well, then how do you know of us?
I have been in Venice in the strictest incognito for almost a year now.
Listen to him. We've only just arrived.
The inn has been my secret shelter. This is the first day I set eyes upon Signora Rosaura and Signora Beatrice. I have been enamored of their charms. It took me a long while to realize which one made my heart beat a little faster. Such was the confusion created within me by both beauties. But at last the choice was made. I knew.
May we know too?
No, not yet. My heart must keep a secret a little longer.
Yes, until he catches each girl alone and seduces them one at a time.
To know the reason behind the secrecy.
I fear the one I adore may be promised.
Oh, I love no one, sir, and I am utterly free.
If I were you, I'd toss a coin.
And yet serenades ordered to be sung outside your windows.
I assure you, sir, I know not by whom. I cannot guess either, dear sir.
Oh, well, I'm not surprised, but I gather you are curious and would like to know.
Oh, my curiosity has no bounds.
We are women, sir, and curious by nature.
Let me relieve you of your torment, then. The serenade you just heard was but an insignificant token of the deep feelings I bear for my beloved.
Oh, how does he think of these things?
You insist then on keeping us in the dark as to which one of us should feel so honored?
I must. You heard my song. It was the work of a shy lover who dares not declare himself. That is how I am.
You must forgive us then if we fail to thank you for your attentions. For indeed, we don't know which one of us should feel so honored.
Such a slight show of esteem neither deserves nor requires any thanks. But once I have had the privilege of declaring my love, then all of Venice will be dazzled by the parties I will throw.
He'll be hocking his clothes any day now, unless his father shows up.
Oh, I knew he was lovely the moment I set eyes on him.
It's probably you he loves. You've always been lucky.
But may we at least know your name?
Of course. Your humble servant, Don Ostrobale, Marquis of Castel Doro.
What? Well, if he's a nobleman, he's got to have titles, I suppose.
Let's go in, sister, lest we lose his respect.
Yes, sister, we mustn't appear too eager. With your permission, my lord, the air is getting a bit chilly.
Well, don't tell me you're retiring at this early hour.
Our dear old nurse is calling us. Time for bed.
What must be, must be. I'm used to loneliness.
Well, we hope we meet again.
Well, with your permission, then, I'll call on you tomorrow.
Fast work. He's planning to move in, so to speak.
You're very bold for a timid lover. We shall not be at home.
May I greet you then outside your windows?
Well, that we cannot refuse, since we've permitted it already.
But if we only knew which one of us you preferred, rules might somewhat lose their severity.
When your father returns, I will declare myself. Until then.
Oh, my humblest respects to your lordship.
Don Ostrobale, your humble servant.
Oh, Don Ostrobale, I kiss your noble feet.
What do you say, Arlecchino? That went well, didn't it?
Where do you find these lies? How do you do it?
Lies? I don't know what you're talking about. Life has got to be lived, Arlecchino. It's got to be savored. It's got to be enjoyed. Anything to make it more livable. Can't you understand that?
I hope his father comes back soon. He's headed for trouble.
Oh, good night, girls. Oh, what a beautiful night.
I can smell a skirt.
There's a man down there. He's looking at me. Could it be my luck is turning? Oh, God's be on my side.
If he could pull it off, maybe I can. Why not try?
He's seen me. Oh, he's coming over.
Oh, you star of stars, shining in the bright firmament. Oh, beauty. Ooh. Sing grace into the night. May I salute you?
Who are you?
I am Don Picarro of Catalonia, at your humble service.
He's a knight. Oh, he's a knight.
And I am he who is ready to die for you, who is tortured by your love. Absolutely none of those is who I am.
But I don't know you.
How could you know me? Shy and retiring as I am.
Oh, there's no need to be shy. I'm only a servant.
She's only a servant. Then she's for me. Oh, beautiful maid. Did you hear that song they sang out here just now?
Yes.
You know who sang that song that you just heard?
No.
I did.
You did?
Yes.
But that was a woman's voice.
Thank you. I can change my voice at will. Beast, a cover and terror. That's my range and everything in between.
Oh, it was a nice song.
And the lyrics were mine too.
So you're a poet as well.
The muses keep pushing me. I don't know why.
But what made you sing your song here? Tonight.
Oh, not what, dear lady, but who? And the answer is you.
Oh, go on. Oh, but why should I believe you?
Believe me, you must. I'll give you no choice. I'll swear on my noble blood and all my noble ancestors that I love you.
I'm overcome.
You are beautiful.
Oh.
Oh, I'll do anything to be able to
Oh.
stare into the fountains of your eyes. What color are they?
Oh, Rena! Oh, I'm coming! Oh, please forgive me. My mistresses are calling.
Oh, go then, go, and leave me here to perish, forlorn from the enchantment you excrete.
I really can't stay.
Will I gaze on your graces again?
Of course, Mr. Don Picardo. Whenever you like. Good night.
That was good. I pulled that off real good. Well, these things rub off, you know. I mean, a servant should learn from his master. Besides, if I'm to work for him, I might as well be in the same gondola. I mean, why not? You only live once. What the hell?
What are you doing up here so early in the morning? Go back to bed and get some sleep. You've been up all night serenading and then pacing up and down.
Oh, it's true, but yet I couldn't sleep from joy. Oh, the success of my serenade put me in such a state. I was so happy. How could I sleep?
What success? Where's the success when you throw your money away, you go without sleep, and she doesn't even know what's going on?
But she listened. She liked it. What more do I want?
Such modesty I've never seen.
Oh, listen to me, Brigella. The other day, I overheard my one and only Rosara telling her sister that she longed for some lengths of silk lace.
So?
Well, now that carnival time has come, I'm dying to make her a present of some lace.
Ah, at last, a sensible move, and well worth the expense. A good opportunity to declare yourself.
Heaven forbid! She mustn't know who it comes from. Dear Brigella, I implore you, do as I ask. Take this purse. There are 10 gold zecchins in it. Go to the first shop you see and buy 40 yards of the finest silk lace you can find. Tell the merchant to have it sent to my Rosara, but on no account is the person who delivers it to divulge who it comes from.
Why not throw your gold into the sea?
Why should I?
Because as long as Senora Rosaura doesn't know where the lace comes from, what difference does it make what you do with your money?
Give me time, Brigella. A day will come when she'll know all.
How come you have 10 gold seconds?
Well, I saved it out of the allowance my father sent me, and also my client's fees as doctor's apprentice.
You should save up your money for a rainy day, not squander them like this.
No more preaching, good Brigella. Please do as I ask, but Rosara must have her carnival gift before the sun is down.
I go. What can I say? I go, but not willingly.
Be sure and buy the finest lace, Brigella.
Oh, the best there is, though I don't approve.
I'll be eternally grateful.
10 seconds. For that kind of cash, a sensible man would at least get his money's worth.
There's Paradise. The little balcony where I saw her for the first time. Oh, if she were to come out and stand there now, as she did last night, and every night, oh, perhaps I would have the courage to say to her, I would say to her, I love you with all my heart and soul. You are my everything. Have pity on me, my darling. Have pity. My God, Ottavio! I wonder if he heard me. I hope not. What a lovely balcony, architecturally speaking, is it not?
Yes, it is. Are you an architect?
No, I'm not.
A painter?
Oh, don't be silly.
A poet, perhaps?
Oh, perhaps, but why do you ask?
Well, it seems to me I heard some poetic words.
Oh, such as...
Expressing love.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a physician, a surgeon.
Oh, well, as a surgeon, what did you think of the serenade that was sung here last night?
I don't know what you're talking about. I heard no serenade.
But you were seen out here while it was being sung.
Oh, sometimes I walk in my sleep. Early to bed, that's my motto. Or perhaps I was seen while returning from the cafe as I was entering the house. I wasn't aware of any serenade. I know nothing. I have nothing to do with serenades.
He's getting more and more upset. It's obvious he had something to do with that serenade.
Oh, with your kind permission, my dear Ottavio, good day to you.
Wait a minute. Look here. We're friends, aren't we? I love Beatrice. You know that. I confided in you. And if you love Rosara, why not come out with it? Why all this secrecy? I might be able to help. But if, on the other hand, it's Beatrice you love, you can tell me that too. Then it will be up to her. If she prefers you, I'll just disappear. How's that?
I've told you, and I'm telling you once again. I know nothing of love. I know nothing of serenades. I am a physician, a surgeon, a lover. I'm not.
And I'm telling you, I don't believe you. You look as if you're in love. You act as if you're in love. And not with medicine, that's for sure.
My dear fellow, whether you believe me or not is of no consequence to me. Love, I know nothing of it. And women, I have nothing to do with. And as for my casting admiring glances at that window. It was merely out of admiration for its linear perfection, the gracefulness of its design, and the little balcony it opens upon is absolutely lovely, architecturally speaking.
Well, it's obvious. The man's in love. And since he won't tell me her name, it must be Beatrice. Oh, why did I go and gamble all night, wasting all those hours and all that money? From now on, I'll stick around and keep my eyes open.
Octavio, I can't believe it, it's you!
Lelio, what a surprise!
Oh, you were in Venice?
So you come home at last?
Yes, just got back last night.
Oh, leaving Naples behind must have been hard. All those dark-eyed, fiery beauties you're so enamored of.
It wasn't easy, I'll tell you that, but I have forgotten them already since I've discovered the charms of Venice.
Oh, I envy you. I always have. You're so lucky in love.
Oh, God, it takes more than luck, believe me, I work at
Well,
it.
hunters, too, work at it, but they don't always hit the bullseye as you seem to.
Octavio, tell me, how well do you know Venice?
Pretty well. I've lived here a year now.
I believe two sisters live in this house over here. Do you know them?
Be on your guard, Octavio. No, I don't.
Very pretty things, lovely girls. One of them is called Rosara, the other Beatrice. Their father is a doctor, and they are both in love with me.
They're what?
They're in love with me.
Both of them.
Yes, both. Why shouldn't they be?
Oh, but my dear Lelio, you say you only arrived yesterday. When did you manage to find time to make them fall in love with you?
Seemed like love at first sight. No sooner had I spoken than they were bewitched. They admitted it right away. They were madly in love.
Could this be true?
They did invite me to go up to their room also, but it was getting late, so I declined. However, I did manage to dazzle them with some entertainment.
Oh, no doubt you had a serenade sung for them.
Exactly. That's precisely what I did. How did you know that?
Rumors, idle gossip. So he was responsible for the serenade. Florindo wasn't lying after all.
Well, I might as well tell you everything. Now, late as it was, the serenade did not conclude the evening.
Is that so? Do tell me, what were you up to next?
Well, as the music came to an end, I ordered my servants to unload a magnificent supper. It really was magnificent. Well, the darling girls insisted I share it with them in their rooms. How could I refuse? So the bottles and the food had to be carried up into the house. Well, we ate and drank and nibbled until dawn. God, what a time we had.
I don't believe you.
What's that?
Well, I know that you as a gentleman are incapable of lying, but what I mean is you must be joking.
Why should I joke?
Because your story is hard to believe.
Why? You surely have heard of such things.
Yes, with whores. But how can I believe that two decent, innocent girls would take advantage of their father's absence and open the doors of their home to a perfect stranger and carry on like that, drinking and nibbling and carrying on like that? You must admit that's not easy to believe.
Here comes Arlecchino, my servant. Ask him.
If there's any truth in what he says, the situation's hopeless. How could they do such a thing?
Arlecchino, tell us, where was I last night? What did I do?
What you always do. You went out looking for trouble.
Did I not speak to two girls who stood on that terrace?
You did?
And did I not have a serenade sung for them?
Well, of course. And I joined in the singing.
And then wasn't there a supper?
Supper? What supper?
Did we not go into the house of Signora Rosara and Signora Beatrice, and was there not much eating and drinking?
Oh, yes, of course. Much drinking and eating went on in the house of Beatrice and Rosara.
And wasn't it a magnificent supper?
Oh, it was grand. Food like I have never seen, ever.
I hope you believe now that I was not joking.
I don't know what to say. I will say this. You're a very lucky dog.
Stick around, Octavio. You'll learn a lot.
I have no doubt of that.
Where are you staying?
At the Aquila Inn.
Damn it, he would. I'm staying there, too. How is it that you don't know the two girls who live across the square?
Oh, I've seen them now and then from a distance, but we've never met. He must not suspect.
Well, if you ever should happen to run into them, may I please ask you to be discreet? Why, I took the liberty of confiding in you since you're my closest friend. You're the only one in the world who knows Octavio, and I beg you let it remain so.
I'll see you later.
Peace be with you.
Who would ever have expected it? Beatrice, Rosara, how could you?
Be careful. I smell trouble.
Oh, just shut up and back me up and mind your own business.
I have an idea. Whenever you're about to start lying...
I will not take impertinence from an ass.
Well,
Were you referring perhaps to the genius of my imagination?
Oh, if you like. Whenever the genius of your imagination is about to take over, why not make me a sign? One we would decide on beforehand. Then I'll know what you're up to and I'll go along.
I am sick and tired of your inanities.
I have it. How about a little cough, like this?
Why resort to such idiocy? Is it so difficult to follow my intentions?
Well, you know your intentions, but how am I to know your intentions? I mean, when to speak up and when to stay mum. Oh, that's very difficult to know. I never know what to do.
What? Look, the girls wearing masks.
What for?
It's carnival time.
So?
So in Venice on the first day of carnival, all women wear masks in the street.
But when they hide their faces like that, how can anybody tell who they are?
I can. They're the two girls I spoke to last night.
Oh, I think it's silly to cover your face like that. It's crazy.
Oh, lovely ladies. How futile to even attempt a disguise. Hide your faces all you like. Still the dazzling beam of your eyes pierce through the mask and give you away.
And does she dazzle you too?
Oh, yes. But I must be faithful to my pledge and not divulge which sister dazzles me more.
My sister is inside. This is our maid.
Lay off, Master Lady. Oh, she's mine.
No matter, masks were meant to deceive.
But not eyes. Am I to believe that my eyes have the same effect on you as calling Venus?
Dearest one, now that I finally have the opportunity to speak to you alone, I'll open my heart. Why delay? You are the mistress of my heart. It's you and only you I love. Your sister means nothing to me, and you have proof of that now. The woman standing next to you could have been anyone, as indeed she was.
So even when I am masked, you can tell me apart from my sister?
What a question. How could I love you as I do if I couldn't tell that you were you?
Oh, but how?
How? Well, by your walk, by your voice, by the sparkle in your eyes, but most of all by my own heart, which never deceives and never lies.
Then tell me, who am I?
Well, you are my one and only. You are the mistress of my heart.
And my name?
On this one guess my life depends. Luck, don't let me down. Rosara.
At last. Now I believe you.
Thanks, Luck. Arlecchino.
I wish my girl would take off her mask so I could say the same.
Yes, I believe you now, but can I trust you?
Donna Strubale never lies. I love you. I worship you. Every moment away from you, I do nothing but see visions of you, and I repeat your name incessantly. Isn't that true?
Why doesn't she take off her mask? I want to see her face.
I'm asking you, Arlecchino, isn't it true?
Oh, yes, very, very true.
But if you love me as you say you do, well, why did you keep it to yourself up to now?
Well, I'll tell you, my darling. No more secrets. My father was anxious that I should marry a girl from Palermo while I was in Naples. I wasn't fond of the girl. I didn't even like the girl. So in order not to be forced into a marriage of convenience, I fled Naples and came here to Venice. Here I saw you. It was love at first sight. I wrote my father. I told him you were the one I loved, the one I must marry. His reply arrived only yesterday. He consents.
He is willing to let you, a nobleman, marry a physician's daughter?
He's more than willing. He sends his blessings. Isn't that right, Arlecchino?
That's the absolute truth, lady. I read the letter, too.
I must warn you, I have a very modest dowry. You and your father are bound to be disappointed.
The house of Casteldoro is in no need of a dowry. My father is no spendthrift. He's vastly increased the fortune he was born to. And for 20 years, he has been collecting gold and jewels and rare silver for my wedding day. You will be a rich bride.
Oh, it's too much. All this wealth, this grandeur. I can't believe it. If only I could be sure you're not making a fool of me.
God is my witness, my darling. I'm telling you the truth. I'm by nature incapable of deceit, my love. Ever since I was a child, I've been utterly unable to speak anything but the truth. That's how I am. Ask my servant.
Oh, that's how he is, lady. Truth and he are synonymous.
Oh, but when can I have some proof of your sincerity?
As soon as your father returns to Venice.
Fair enough. Until then, I will trust my heart.
And you will trust me, I hope. I'm a man of my word. I love you.
Oh, this must be the doctor's house, I think.
Who are you looking for?
Forgive me, Signora. Is this Dr. Bellanzoni's house?
Yes, it is. Who do you want?
I brought this box for his daughter, Signora Rosaura.
Oh, that's me. What's in the box? Where does it come from?
40 yards of silk lace. My master says but neither he nor I know who it's from.
Oh, then you must take it back. I cannot accept such a gift without knowing who it comes from.
Oh, well, I have orders to deliver the merchandise. If you won't take it, I'll just knock on the door and leave it at your house.
And I tell you, I do not want your lace.
Oh, but it's all paid for, and it's expensive stuff, too.
Who paid for it?
I don't know, but it's yours.
I cannot accept gifts from strangers.
Oh, my darling, how I admire your delicacy. You may abandon your scruples. I feel forced to confess what I would rather have kept a little innocent secret. The lace doesn't come from a stranger. It's but an insignificant token of my deep love and affection.
Oh, there, you see? Now will you accept it?
How does he do it?
You had the kindness to send me some lace.
Yes, my darling, but it was such a small gift. It was so unworthy of you. I just sent it without a note, without fuss.
Oh, that's not true, Signora. This is the best and most expensive lace money can buy.
Well, after all, I do have some taste. I wouldn't squander my money on inferior stuff.
Oh, I accept your gift with pleasure.
Taste he may have, money he does not. But my God, how he lies!
And I must tell you, I am very grateful for it. I love this lace. It's beautiful. In fact, I was toying with the thought of buying some myself. But of course, I could never have afforded lace as fine as this. Oh, come with me to take the box into the house. Oh.
Then I get tip.
I'll stop by at the store later. Goodbye. Anyway.
Have you satisfied, Signora?
Oh, yes, your tip. Wait a moment.
Rosara, I will take care of that.
You will?
Yes, but later. Now get lost.
The rich are so stingy, damn it. Good order.
Please excuse me, but I really must go in now.
If there's anything I can do for you, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Oh, you're so good to me. Thank you. I might as well tell you my reason for coming out masked like this was, oh, well, I was hoping I'd run into you and find out once and for all which one of us you favored. Now I know, and I'm so happy. Oh, but I must go in.
My heart goes with you.
Oh, but Beatrice, my sister, what shall I tell her?
For the time being, let's just say nothing to her. Let's keep our secret from the entire world. Cherish it and share it. Just you and I.
I'll do as you say.
My dear wife, we have so much more to share yet.
Why, I can't believe it.
You have my word, don't you?
Yes, but I feel as though I'm dreaming. Oh, Father, speed back to Venice. Well, that odd man looks like the gentleman who spoke to me last night, but his clothes look strange in broad daylight. A Don Picaro would never dress like that. Something funny's going on here. What? Oh.
Damn it, she's gone in and I haven't seen her face.
What do you say, Arlecchino? Isn't she something?
You're something yourself. I don't know how you do it.
However, I think she has a secret lover who's too shy to openly declare himself. It would be madness not to take advantage of this situation.
Look, there she is, my girl. She's as pretty as yours, isn't she? Something.
Take the bull by the horns. I mean the cow. Remember, you only reap what you sow.
Well, quick, teach me a few lies so I'll sow the right seeds.
Nature will take care of that, my friend, of the lies and the seeds.
Good dear lady, are you the beauteous young person I spoke to last night?
I was myself last night, and the day before yesterday, and 20 years ago.
Oh, you're a teaser. I like that. I'm the one who paid you all those fine compliments last night.
So you are the one who calls himself Don Picaro.
That's who I am.
Excuse me, but now that I've had a good look at you, I find it hard to believe that you're a nobleman. Well, you're not dressed right.
Clothes do not make the man. Haven't you heard that? I'm noble and rich and very noble. If you still have doubts, ask my friend over there. I must Master, I coughed.
Would you cut this nonsense short and come with me?
I coughed, I'm telling you. Back me up, please.
Where are you from?
I'm from Rome. I am the noblest Roman of them all. My ancestors are among the noblest in all Europe, and even today, I have noble relatives spread all over the face of the earth.
You have caught a cold, haven't you?
How kind of you to care, dear lady. But it's nothing. It's just my morning cough from tobacco. How am I doing?
You're going too far.
I've seen you go a lot farther.
Noble Don Picaro. That gentleman over there proved his love to my lady by making her a present. If you love me, you do the same.
Anything you say. I tell you what. You go now to a nice store and buy whatever you like, so long as it's expensive, and send the bill to me. Whatever you buy, I'll pay for. Up to $500,000.
Do you know what I think? Noble Don Picaro. I think you're a liar.
I tried to warn you about going too far.
But if you're going to tell lies, you might as well go all the way. It doesn't cost you anything.
I'm going back to the inn. I can't wait to run into Ottavio. Wait till I tell him about all this.
I thought kiss and tell was naughty naughty.
That's for schoolboys.
But you embroider everything so.
To make the tapestry of life the richer, Arlecchino.
And the lot of everyone else more miserable.
Well, here I am, back again, safe and sound. Thank God.
Oh, that was a very fast trip from Mira to Naples in so short a time. Unbelievable.
Well, I'm highly pleased with my little journey. I'd first gone out to Padua, you know, earned 10 seconds there from consultations, and then the marvelous hospitality last night at your country place. I'll never forget that. Thank you. But above all, I'm jubilant over our decision to marry your son Lelio to my daughter Rosara. I think they'll be a perfect match.
Well, we have been friends for over 20 years. It warms my heart to think that we'll now be relatives at last. Goodbye.
When exactly is your son returning to Venice?
Well, the last letter I had was from Rome. He said he was on his way. He might arrive any minute now, for all I know. Might as well.
Tell me, dear friend, is your son a strong, pleasant-looking lad? Do you think my Rosara will be able to bring herself to love him?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't seen him in 20 years. Oh, I had sent him to Naples to stay with my brother, who was also my partner, when he was 10 years old. He must be grown by now.
You mean you wouldn't recognize him if you saw him?
How could I? He was this high when we parted. But according to reports of people who have seen him in recent years, he has indeed grown into a fine, handsome young man.
Well, I'm pleased to hear it, and my daughter will be too.
But tell me, why have you waited until now to marry your daughter off?
Well, I thought about it now and then. To tell you everything, I have a young student in the house who serves as my assistant, Florido by name. A nice lad from good stock, though also he happens to be from Bologna, where I come from. A bright, hard-working lad. I've often thought of marrying Rosara off to him, but then finally I gave up. I noticed, you see, he doesn't really like women. A misogynist. He seems opposed to the very idea of matrimony. However, everything works out for the best. You and I solved the whole matter last night, right then and there. I believe in fate.
What about your other daughter, Beatrice?
Oh, well, once Rosara's out of the way, her turn will come.
Well, that's as it should be. It's no good keeping grown women locked up in a house. particularly when there's no mother to look after them.
Well, to tell you everything, there is a young nobleman from Padua, Ottavio by name, who's been after my Beatrice's hand for quite some time now. But I was biding my time. It would not have been proper to marry off the younger one while my older girl still had no husband. Now that you and I have struck our little bargain, I'll probably go ahead and give my consent.
I know, Signor Ottavio. He's a fine man. His father and I are very good friends. You won't regret having him for a son-in-law. Start your bargain quick.
I will, especially now that you've given me such sound advice.
Yes.
Dear Signor Pantalone, how can I thank you enough for having brought me over all this way in your gondola? Thank you. Well, good night. I'll speak to my girls without delay. Oh, they'll be so surprised and so pleased. Rosare in particular. I could tell for quite some time that she was most anxious to get married, had that certain glint in her eye.
After driving you all the way from Naples to Venice.
A tip is a tip. I didn't have to give you a tip.
But 1 second? I waited all night for my tip. We coachmen rely on tips. We live on tips. 1 second? Naples to Venice? I expected 3 seconds at least. No less than 3.
Well, that's all you'll get.
I don't want it. Take it back.
This young man comes from Naples. Perhaps he knows my son.
I don't want it back. All right, then. I do want it back. I give it to you. Now scram before I show you what we Venetians are made of!
Do you know what we Neapolitan coachmen do to the likes of you when we catch them in Naples?
Get out of here. I have no time to waste on barbarians.
I should have known better than to pick up a scoundrel like you. And you call yourself a gentleman. Gentleman, my ass!
I'll kick your ass, you insolent ruffian! You vagabond! You! Why am I yelling? He's gone!
Not only might he know my son, he could be my son.
Never shall I coachman again. Never as long as I live. I have never seen such grief. All they think about is to take advantage of an innocent traveler and scalp him for all he's worth. A bunch of robbers, that's what they all are.
Oh, he's raging, but still I'll risk his fury and ask him. Most honorable stranger, please forgive me for daring to address you. But did I hear correctly? Have you just come from Naples?
Just last night, sir. Barely had time to rest.
Well, I happen to have several friends and acquaintances there, and I thought perhaps you might be related to one of them.
I am the Count of Angora, sir, at your service.
Oh, my hopes were in vain. He's not my son. I beg your honor for yet another question. I wonder if perchance you might have met a certain Lelio Bisognosi.
Have I met him? Why, I know him very well. Oh, dear Lelio, such an excellent fellow. Oh, worthy lad, full of wit and charm, loved by one and all. Oh, especially by the women of Naples. They simply won't leave him alone. Lelio is a personality down there. One could almost say he is the personification of Naples itself, its soul. And what's more, he is honesty and sincerity itself, a worshipper of truth. You know, I believe he would be incapable of telling a lie if his life depended on it.
Heavens be praised! Thank you, dear God, for such a son! And I am grateful to you, sir, for your report. Why, I am so happy I could weep.
Oh, you mustn't weep, my dear Signor. On a day like today, you should rejoice.
Rejoice?
I'm so happy for you.
Well, thank you. But why?
Well, after all these years,
What about them?
your son returning.
My son? Where's my son?
Oh, you're overcome with emotion. Poor old man.
Where's my son?
Don't worry, he's still was when you spoke to him just now.
My father, what does this mean, Sir Count?
Just a little joke, Father, that's all. I immediately knew who you were. I couldn't resist the temptation of relishing in the intensity of your feelings for me. Well, it felt so good to be loved, to be cherished, and to be needed after having lived most of my life away from you, discarded almost like an orphan. Oh, Father, forgive me. I throw myself at your feet.
Into my arms, dear boy. How I long to hold you close like this after all those years of missing you. Let me kiss you on both cheeks. Oh, you are home at last, and I have lived to see the day. But Lelu, I beg of you, never lie to me again, even in jest.
Well, in my whole life, Father, that was the first untruth I've ever uttered. You do believe me, don't you?
Of course I do, and may it be the last. Oh, what a fine, handsome young man you've turned into. I'm so proud of you. Did you have a good journey? Why didn't you come straight home?
Well, I knew you were still out in the country. I thought I'd come out today after a night's rest.
We should have been in town to welcome you. Let us go home now. I have several important things to talk to you about. Signor Ottavio, fare you well.
And you too.
I still can't believe it. A real man and so handsome. What a joy it is to be the father of such a son.
I wanted to tell you, in confidence, of course, that I took the two girls I told you about to the fair this morning. They showed up all dressed up and wearing masks. Well, they insisted I had to. I showed them around. I bought them presents and such. I'm just telling you this because you're a close friend, but they're really too much.
I'm amazed at the way these two sisters have been behaving. I'm shocked. The minute their father leaves the house, well, I'd never have expected it.
My dear Ottavio, how good to see you. How have you been?
Poor old man, he doesn't even suspect the disgrace which his daughters bring upon him.
He appears offended. No doubt because I kept refusing to give my consent when he asked for my daughter's hand.
I'm so grateful to him. If he'd given his consent, what sort of wife would I have ended up with?
This would be a good time to speak to him and patch things up. Signor Ottavio, I have news for you. I'm marrying off Rosaura.
Is that so? My congratulations. I pity the man who takes her for a wife.
And after that, of course, it will be Beatrice's turn.
Well, I am sure she has many admirers.
Oh, of course. And many who would wish to make her their wife. Understandably so. It is an attractive prospect. After all, I only have 2 daughters, and they shall be the sole inheritors of all I possess. Signor Ottavio, you have on several occasions asked for my daughter's hand. The time was not right then, but I now have made up my mind. I have great regard for your character and integrity. She shall be yours.
Thank you. I'm no longer interested.
How's that?
You heard me.
Are you trying to get even with me, young man? I was not in a position to give my consent at the time. Custom required that I be concerned with the elder daughter's lot first. Surely you understand. Now the situation has changed.
Well, yes, things change. I, too, have changed. Give her to whoever will take her. I don't care.
Many an honorable man will take her, sir. How dare you speak of my daughter as if she were trash?
I have the greatest esteem for her father, sir, but my opinion of her is something else.
These insinuations are unworthy of you. Explain yourself.
I know what I'm talking about. I probably shouldn't open my mouth, but I can't help myself. I'll tell you everything. You see, I'm still in love with Beatrice. That's why I suffer so. And I have the greatest affection and admiration for you, dear doctor. But you must know that she's unworthy of you. If you only knew the way she's been behaving behind your back.
I can't bear this. What has she done?
I know this will hurt, but you must learn the truth. Last night, your daughters admitted a perfect stranger into your home. They ate and drank and did who knows what else all night long.
Impossible. I refuse to believe such slander.
I can prove every word I've said.
You have proof? I don't know what to say. proof, or else I'll make you pay for your lies.
I'm ready to confront you with the man they spent the night with. He just arrived from Naples. The minute they laid eyes on him, they invited him in and kept him there all night.
But my daughters wouldn't behave like that. They couldn't.
But they have, I tell you. Now listen to me, Doctor. From now on, this is your problem. If you want my help, you shall have it. If you refuse to believe me, I wash my hands of the whole thing. But if you dare call me a liar, you'll pay for it.
I'm shattered. My honor, my reputation are gone. My house is in ruins. Oh, Hippocrates! Oh, Galen! Even you would not have known how to deal with this disease. But heal it I must. A moral cure, that's what I need. And swiftly, before the evil spreads.
Believe me, Doctor, I swear to you, no one came into the house last night.
But I hear a serenade was sung for my daughters.
Well, that's correct. Your daughters did listen to a serenade, but from the terrace. Well, there's no harm in that. A song can't stain a modest girl's reputation. Besides, forgive me for saying this, but I believe a girl actually has the right to listen to a serenade if she wants to. To fall in love if she wants to. As long as the love is innocent, of course.
Innocent? What's innocent about letting a stranger into the house at night? Please tell me what's innocent about eating and drinking and doing Lord knows what all night long with a strange man? I'm waiting. Tell me!
No such thing happened!
How would you know what happened and what didn't happen? You fall asleep long before anything's likely to happen.
I didn't sleep a wink all night!
And why not?
It was a very warm night.
Are you acquainted with the tape?
Well, of course I know Tavio.
Well, he told me what happened last night, right in my own house, and he's ready to prove everything he says.
He's lying! I swear to you there is no truth in what he says!
I hope so. But if you're right, and he's wrong, then I've behaved abominably toward my daughters. I was brutal to them just now.
Oh, how could you? How could you, the poor girls?
Especially Rosaura. She took it very badly.
She did?
Oh, broke down completely. You've never seen such tears.
Tears? Oh, the poor innocent lamb! Oh, the pity on it.
What's this, Mama? Are you crying?
Oh, no, sir. Snuff in my
Doctor, come quickly. Senora Rosara has fainted.
What?
I can't revive her. Come quickly, please.
Smelling salts, quick, quick.
Her heart is beating so fast. I think she needs to be bled. Oh.
Florito, run to Rosara. Examine her. Feel her pulse. If she needs bleeding, find the right vein and puncture.
Oh.
I know you're first rate at these surgical interventions. She's my own daughter. I couldn't cope with it. I'll get the smelling salts.
Oh, God, please spare my sweet mistress. Come, Senor Florindo. Let us run to her side.
Such injustice! I hope I can revive her.
Oh. There she is. My poor dear mistress. Still not revived. Oh. Oh.
Where are we? I can't see a thing.
Where are we? You can't see a thing. It's broad daylight. We're in her room. And there's my mistress all fainted.
Oh, Calamina, I see nothing but darkness. Oh, quick, Calamina. Go get my surgical instruments for bleeding.
I run, but don't leave this room. I'll be right back. Oh.
All alone. No one can see us. I can touch her lovely hand. Oh, yes, I will take my beloved's pulse. Oh, how beautiful she is, even in this condition. Oh, I can't. Oh.
What's this? Oh, the doctor lying at the patient's feet? Oh, I never heard of such a thing.
Hasn't she come to yet?
No. And what's worse, Senor Florindo has fainted too.
What's happened to him? Here, you take this ether. Put a few drops on her nostrils, and I'll see what I can do for the boy.
She's returning to us. Where am I?
Oh, it's nothing, my dear. It's all right.
Oh, Doctor, I'm so ashamed.
Florinda, what happened to you? How come you fainted?
I really don't know, sir. Please excuse me.
There's something the matter with that boy. I wonder if he's going out of his mind.
Take heart, dear mistress, take heart. Oh, well, please, I beg of you.
Oh, calm down, my child, my darling girl. The truth will come out. Don't worry anymore. You're innocent. I believe that now, and so is your sister. We'll soon find out who's behind this abominable slander.
But, Father, who could have told such terrible lies about us?
It was Ottavio.
But why? He has no cause. Why would he invent such a story?
I don't know, but I intend to find out. He even said he could prove it all.
Prove it all? Let him try. He is playing with the honor of our house. Father, please don't let him get away with it.
Don't you worry, my dear. I don't intend to.
I'll go find him and bring him back. I'll let him prove his lies if he can.
Yes, do that.
I'll drag him by the hair if I have to.
Father, you really hurt me.
You'll get over it. I have joyful news for you, Rosales. You're getting married.
You mean you promised me to someone?
I have.
To whom?
Signor Pantalone's son.
Father, if you love me, please don't rush me into such a marriage.
What's this?
A loving, obedient daughter has no secrets from her father. Therefore, I must tell you that a very rich and noble foreign gentleman is going to ask you for my hand.
It's true, then. There is a stranger lurking in the background. Then the stories about the serenades and the suppers are also probably true.
I won't deny that the gentleman in question did have a serenade sung for me. I will also admit that I have spoken to him once. But I swear to you, Father, he has not set foot inside this house.
And this man wants to marry you.
Oh, yes, Father.
Be on your guard. Your nobleman might be an impostor.
He's going to call on you today. Then you can make up your own mind.
Listen, my dear. If your lucky stars have arranged such a match for you, I won't be fool enough to stand in your way. After all I said to Pantalone was, we will see, let's think about it. I'm not bound to him in any way. I can always change my mind.
Why not simply say to him, my daughter will marry your son?
And yet, I am sort of bound to him in a way. However, we'll find a way. We'll find an acceptable excuse. But tell me, what is this noble gentleman's name?
Oh, Don Ostrobale, Marquis of Castel d'Oro.
A marquis? You don't say.
Oh, he's loved me for a year. Finally, last night he declared himself.
And you believed him?
Oh, it's obvious, Father. He's madly in love.
Are you sure he will marry you?
Of course. Positive.
Then I will do everything I can to help.
Father, don't believe everything Rosaura says so easily. All Ostrobale said was that he loved one of us. I am positive he meant me.
What's this, my dear? I'm a little confused.
What could possibly make you believe he loves you?
What makes you think he loves you?
Father, I would not have said what I said unless I had my reasons.
My reasons for saying what I said are as good as yours.
This is getting deliriously confusing. Now listen to me. We'll soon find out where the truth lies. In the meantime, you are not to appear at the windows, and no going out without my permission. When your noble gentleman comes to see me, we'll find out what his intentions are and which of you he prefers. However, it is also possible that this whole story is merely a product of your fanciful imaginations, in which case I will believe once and for all that both of my daughters are stark raving mad!
Now tell me, yes or no, did he tell you he wanted to marry you?
Whatever he said to you was also said to me.
Soon everything will come out in the open.
I can't wait. But if I ever find out that certain games were played behind my back, I won't answer for what I'll do.
You are impossible. I cannot wait to be on my way.
What do you think I want? Without you around, I would have been married years ago. The elder daughter first. The elder first. What a silly custom, especially when no one wants the elder.
If any of your suitors had dared to presume to ask for my hand, I would have died of shame. Look at your most recent conquest, Ottavio. A cheap liar who makes up scandalous tales about us because father won't let you marry him.
Ottavio?
Yes.
Wait till I get my hands on him. The wretch!
Girls, here's someone who wishes to speak to you. Senor Ottavio.
I don't know how to begin.
You sting hypocrites!
Ladies, I'm no schemer and certainly no liar.
Who told our father about a serenade sung for us?
Ow! I did, but...
And who reported the story about us receiving a stranger into the house at night?
Well, Ida, let me assure you that...
Schemer!
Let me assure you that Lelio Bisognosi was...
And was it you who told our father that we appeared on the terrace?
Ow! Yes, because he himself
And was
said...
it you who claimed we had supper with a stranger?
Yes, he was the
Wretched liar!
Scheming hypocrite!
They won't let me speak. Ow! Carmina, you're the only one who can save me. I beg you, please, go to your mistresses and tell them they simply must listen to what I have to say.
Oh, how dare you ask that! What could you say?
A lot.
Did you or did you not tell the doctor that they invited a stranger into the house last night?
Well, I
and
did.
you said that they had supper with him until all hours.
Yes, I did.
You
but
admit
see-
then that you did say these things.
I won't deny it.
Then you're a scheming hypocrite and a wretched liar.
Even the maid is against me. Well, obviously Lelio was lying. Why did I listen to him? Why did I let jealousy take the better of me? How will I clear myself with Beatrice, with her father? Here he comes.
You, Signor Ottavio, how dare you show your face in my house?
I have come to apologize, sir.
So, you admit everything you said was pure fabrication, lies?
It was not I who made them up, Doctor.
And who may this liar be?
Lelio Bisognosi.
Not Signor Pantalone, son Lelio.
Yes, he.
But is he in Venice?
Since yesterday to plague me.
But how could anyone make up lies like that?
What's worse is he says them in such a way that you believe him right away.
But didn't he know that Rosara and Beatrice were my daughters?
I believe he did. He told me their father was a doctor.
Oh, the wretch! What does he take my daughters for? And the impudence of his father. How dare he suggest Rosara marry such a scoundrel? Never! Out of the question.
I am truly sorry, Doctor. I beg you to forgive me. Please.
Of course.
You offered me Beatrice. Do you remember?
I remember you turned her down.
I can't live without her. Please, forget what I said.
I'll think about it.
All I want is Beatrice. You need not worry about dowries or trousseaux and such.
We'll discuss it later.
But as long as I have Beatrice, what do I care about her dowries? But it won't be easy. Women are fickle in love, yet constant once they hate.
For real this time, Arlecchino. I'm telling you, I'm in love.
Please forgive me, but I must say it. I don't believe you.
No, you can. This time you can.
No, I can't. I've lost the knack.
How can you not believe the truth?
Well, not when it comes out of the mouth of a liar.
Don't you see the difference? Don't I look different? Can't you hear me sighing as I pace the floor?
I've heard you sigh before when it suited your purpose, and that poor Signora Cleonice heard you sigh a lot in Rome.
She would believe anything.
Will you just pray she doesn't come over from Rome and make trouble for you?
She wouldn't dare.
A woman in love will dare anything.
Oh, cut it out, will you? I have no time to think of Cleonice. It's Rosara I love. And with a love that's so different.
Oh, there was nothing so different about giving her that lace.
Don't you see, Arlecchino? You must use every opportunity that presents itself in this world.
To make the tapestry of life the richer. I know.
That's right.
We haven't seen your father yet. I'm curious to meet him.
He's a fine old man. But here he comes now.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there you are, son. I was looking for you.
Signor Don Pantalone is a loyal servant of your good son. I offer my good respects to your good self without further introduction and undue ceremony. May God, I pray, keep you in good health and eternal joy forever.
Why does he talk so much? Who is he?
My servant. A bit lacking in manners, but he is loyal.
Oh, of course. Well, he looks clean enough, and he seems amusing.
I'll make you laugh, I promise.
Well, as long as you know your place, you may work in this house.
But I warn you, if you expect me to work for you, I expect you to feed me. And soon. Otherwise, you'll have a corpse on your hands.
Well, of course, food is plentiful in my house.
Prove it.
You doubt my word?
Words are fine, but you can't eat words. Food is what my stomach wants.
Very well then. Go to the kitchen. Tell them to feed you whatever your stomach desires.
Spoken like a true gentleman. I believe you now. I'll go find the cook.
Hey, listen. What now?
This man can't be your father.
Why not?
He's not a liar.
It's going too far.
Now, son, I must speak to you. Listen. Fathers have certain obligations towards their sons, just as sons have certain duties towards their fathers. It is every father's wish to see his son get married and perpetuate his name. And that's my wish for you now, to get you married.
I, too, Father, have given the matter a lot of thought lately. In fact, there's someone I'm thinking of in particular, but give me a little time.
Oh, young men are so fickle in their approach to marriage. No sooner do they meet a girl than they think, she's for me, I'll marry her. But after a while they get tired and they say, oh, I made a mistake, and they're sorry they ever got into it. But fathers know better. A girl that a father selects for his son to marry without being blinded by love or ignorance will make him happy for a lifetime.
Oh, wisely spoken, Father. I would naturally never think of getting married without your consent and approval.
Very well, then, let me tell you that I've already found the right girl for you, and this morning has spoken to her father.
Ah. What? Without even asking me?
Well, the occasion was perfect. I saw no need for delay. She comes from a good and honorable family. Her dowry, satisfactory. Her father is originally from Bologna, but they now live here in Venice. She's beautiful like an angel. What more do you want? Her father and I are in complete agreement. The match is set.
Now, wait a minute, Father. I agree with you about fathers thinking of their son's happiness and all of that, but after all, the girl they chose, fine as she may not be to their son's liking. What then?
My dear son, you're contradicting yourself. Let us recapitulate. Fathers know best. I'm your father. Therefore, I know best.
Father, I haven't even seen this girl, though.
Well, you'll see her on the day of your marriage, and you'll see plenty of her after that. That's the way I got married, to my father before me. It's the best way, believe me.
The time has come for a little inventiveness.
So, we are in complete agreement, then?
Oh, Father, if you only knew.
Knew what?
Oh, I can't bear it. You're so wise, and it is impossible for me to do as you say.
Why? What's wrong?
I beg you to forgive me, O Tower of Wisdom. I've acted wrongly, without your permission, and now it's too late. Too late.
Too late for what?
Tears fill my eyes. I cannot speak.
For what? Speak!
When I was in Naples, I got married.
You did. You did? And you're telling me now? Does your uncle know?
No.
Oh, this is a blow. What do I do? Disinherit you? Turn you out? How can I? You're my only son. I must meet this girl. And if she's decent and acceptable, I may, perhaps in time forgive you. But if you have gone and bound yourself to a harlot, I won't answer for what I'll
How can you? She's honest and pure.
Any means?
Her father's a knight.
From whereabouts?
Naples.
Any dowry?
Plenty.
Then why on earth didn't you let me know? Did you think I'd oppose the match? Do you think I'm out of my mind? Wait, I know. Her father wouldn't go along, so you got married in secret.
He knew. Everybody knew.
Everybody except me. Why?
Because there was no time to contact you. It all had to happen very suddenly.
Had to happen very suddenly?
Yes. Her father caught me in the girl's bedroom.
What were you doing in her bedroom?
Think of your youth, Father.
Oh, scandalous. Well, what's done is done. And tell me then, what's the hussy's name?
Brazede.
And her father?
Don Policarpio.
Your family name?
Don Tacoma.
How old is she?
Young.
And how did you meet?
Their house was next to ours.
But how did you get in?
The chambermaid was on our side.
And you went straight up to her bedroom?
Yes, everyone was away.
Was it night or day?
Twilight.
Such impudence. When they caught you, they could have killed you.
No, I hid in a closet.
Well, how did the girl's father discover you?
My watch chimed the hour. He got suspicious.
Oh, the devil! What did he do?
He asked her about the chime.
And what did she say?
She said it was a present from her cousin.
Who's her cousin?
Duchess Matilda, daughter of Princess Dolfo and sister of His Grace the Count Argante, who is master of the King's Hunt.
Quite a cousin is cousin.
Oh, very noble they all are.
So, what did her father do when he heard the chime?
He asked to see the watch.
And then?
Well, Brazede came over to the closet door, opened it a crack, and extended her hand so I could give her my watch.
Good, give it to her.
I tried, but the chain caught the trigger of my pistol and it exploded!
Oh my God! Were you hurt?
No, the bullet hit the wall!
Oh, thank God. Then what happened?
Oh, hell broke loose! My father-in-law gathered all the servants!
Did they find you?
Of course!
Oh, I can't bear this. My heart, my poor heart. Tell me then, what did they do to you?
I didn't give them a chance. I drew my sword and they all fled like rabbits.
But they could have killed you.
I'm a good swordsman, Father.
But against so many?
Were I one against 100, I'd still manage.
So, when they fled, you ran away.
I couldn't leave my girl behind.
What did she do?
She lovingly threw herself at my feet, crying soft tears.
What a romance, like a novel.
And yet, I'm telling you everything exactly as it happened, without exaggeration.
Well, tell me then, how did it all end?
Well, my father-in-law soon returned with the police, and they all forced me to marry her right then and there, and for punishment, he offered me a dowry of 20,000 escudos.
I never heard of villains so generously punished.
Show me the man in all of Europe who can make up a better story than I.
Well, my son, you have risked many great dangers. Let us be thankful that your life and your honor have come out of it all safe and sound. But let this be a lesson to you. You must learn to be more prudent, no more recklessness. And as for pistols, we do not carry firearms around here.
Well, I haven't carried one since that very day.
But why didn't you let your uncle know of your marriage?
Because that night I became very sick. It took me a long time to recover.
But why didn't you write to me?
Well, I thought I'd make a confession face to face and beg your forgiveness.
But why didn't you bring your bride along?
I couldn't, Father.
Why not?
I was afraid the trip might tire her. She's 6 months pregnant.
Pregnant? My. You should have let me know right away. Oh, I am so embarrassed. What your father-in-law must be thinking of me. My son gets married and not a word of congratulations for me. I'll patch things up right away. I will write my daughter-in-law a little letter. My first grandchild. They better take good care of that baby. Yes, I'll write them right away. By the way, what was Don Policarpio's surname? I forgot. Damn it, I forgot too.
Don Policarpio Carcipoli.
Oh, Carcipoli. That doesn't seem like what you said just now. Wait a minute. Wasn't it Albacaba?
The Dalcava is his surname. Carcipoli is the family title. He uses them both.
I see. Well, I will write them right away. I will write your father-in-law that he should send his daughter to us as soon as possible after the happy event. Oh, I can't wait to hold that little baby in my arms. That little rascal will be my link with posterity. Oh! Oh, happy Pantalone. You need not fear old age any longer. Your grandchild will fill your coming years with hope and joy.
That was not easy getting rid of that bride from Bologna. I love another from Bologna, my one and only Rosaria, and she will be my bride. God, what a girl! Love at first sight, that's what it was. And my father couldn't possibly object. She's the daughter of a physician. She's a good match. When I marry her, I'll pass her off as my bride from Bologna. And as for the baby, well, we'll make a baby. We'll make 100 babies. If that's what my father wants, that's what my father gets.
the Neapolitan Marquis.
Who told you?
Her sister.
Then there's no time to lose. You go in there and tell her you love her.
Yesterday. That's what I decided.
Good. At last you show some sense.
I wrote a poem, Brigella. Through my verses, Rosario will know everything.
Never mind the verses. You speak to her yourself in plain prose.
My words speak for me plain enough. Rosario will understand.
Very well, then. Let the poem speak for you. As long as she understands. Read it to me.
Well, here, read it yourself. Isn't the handwriting beautiful?
Yes, but it's not yours.
Well, no, I had it copied.
Why did you have it copied?
For fear she would recognize my handwriting, of course.
How was she to know the poem was yours?
Well, who else could have written it but I? I even tell her, on the skies of Lombardy was I born. Well, doesn't that prove I'm from Bologna?
There's more under the skies of Lombardy than Bologna. There's Milano, Bergamo, Brescia, Mantua, Madeira, Verona, and there's others. They're all part of Lombardy.
Well, hear about this then. Here for many months you've seen me.
She could have seen anyone.
Oh, you're just trying to be difficult. The poem speaks for me as plain as day. Rosario will piece it all together immediately.
Well, perhaps, if you give it to her yourself, she might.
Give it to myself? Of course not.
Oh, I know. That would be too obvious. Oh! Who's going to give it to her then?
No one. I was thinking of tossing it onto her balcony. She comes out there often. She'll find it, read it, and know everything.
And if someone else finds it?
Well, no matter. It's addressed to Rosario. They're bound to give it to her.
I have a much better idea. Take the poem, wrap around an arrow.
I know what I'm doing, Brigella. Watch me.
I'll say this. Your hands are bolder than your tongue.
I think something's wrong.
Let's hang around and see what happens.
No, that would be indelicate. Away! Girl, I don't understand this boy. Everything he does is so complicated.
I heard something fall out here. Oh, there it is, a piece of paper. Well, could it be a letter? Oh. Oh. Oh, I wish I could read better. Oh. My, oh, true, my true. Oh, that's easy. Love, my true love. Could it be a poem? Oh, mistress, come out here quickly. Somebody just threw up a poem. Oh, no. I came out here and I came out here and there it was. Oh, I'm so fond of poetry. Give it to me. Oh, aren't we all? You read it first, and then read it to me after I finish my ironing. We'll see. Oh. I left a hot iron in there.
Look, there's my Rosario. She appears to be reading something. It seems to interest her a lot. I wonder what it could be.
I am truly amazed by this poem.
Hello there.
Oh, it's you, Marquis. You startled me.
What you're reading must be very interesting.
A poem. Columbina just found it on the terrace. It appears to be addressed to me.
An anonymous poem.
There's no name under it.
But don't you recognize the handwriting?
No, I don't.
Don't you know who it's from?
I have no idea.
Is it a love poem?
Yes, it's beautiful. Only a true lover could have written it.
But you still don't know who it's from.
Truly, I don't.
A small token of my affection?
You wrote it?
Of course I did, my darling. So you would know once and for all the true depth of my devotion. How does he do it?
Amaze me.
Why, do you think I'm incapable of writing a poem?
Well, no, it's not that. It's just that, some of the things that you express here.
A true lover sometimes expresses himself in strange ways, Rosario.
Well, yes, I've heard that, but did you really write all of this? My true love, you are mistress of my heart. Promise me that we two shall never part.
Of course I did. My true love, you are mistress of my heart. Promise me that we two shall never part. See, I know the poem by heart.
But what about this? Another I fear seeks to replace me. Well, why should you fear that? I have no other suitor.
Lovers are jealous, Rosara. They can't help it. I still haven't spoken to your father. I live in constant fear of losing you.
That's sweet. But what is your lordship's explanation for these strange verses? I'm not, neither am I noble. To offer you riches I am not able. My modest station without bravura, I lay at your feet my Rosara.
This is a toughie.
Surely you couldn't have written these verses.
Yet I have. Well, confession time has come. I love you too much and too sincerely to continue with a lie which might one day cause you disappointment and myself considerable embarrassment. I'll tell you then that I'm neither a knight nor a nobleman. I was merely trying to impress you. And now there's no need for counterfeit. You and I burned with the same flame. I wanted you to finally know me as I am, so I wrote the poem and confessed everything through my verses, since I was too embarrassed to bluntly reveal my identity. No, I'm not rich, but comfortably off. I deal in commerce in Naples. Mine is but a modest station, and without bravura, I do lay it at your feet, Rosara.
Your confession is very startling. I should really ask you to leave me alone and never come back. You have deceived me. And I have grown too fond of you, and I can't order you away. And the fact that you're an honest merchant is nothing to scoff at. I wouldn't mind being a merchant's wife. But your poem continues to mystify me. Here towards the end, there's more which I don't understand.
What is she going to come up with now?
Under the skies of Lombardy was I born. Well, now, what does that mean? Didn't you say that you were from Naples?
Isn't Naples a part of Lombardy?
I always thought the kingdom of Naples was self-ruling.
Read your history. There was a time when the Lombards had conquered all of Italy. Therefore, it's mere poetic license to refer to the skies of Naples as belonging to Lombardy. Women don't know history, don't believe anything.
You say so. But let's go on. Here for many months you've seen me torn with a pure love. Now, what does that mean? I just met you last night. How can you say I've seen you around for many months?
Does it say you've seen in the poem? That's wrong. It should read, you will see.
With a pure love I dare not declare.
I told you I've loved you for a whole year. Isn't that long enough?
Not for the last line of the quatrain.
We cannot keep this up much longer.
Were it not for you, I would be elsewhere.
Well, that goes without saying, Rosara. Were it not for you, I would be in London at this moment, or in Portugal. Only your love keeps me in Venice.
And having thus revealed my love eternal,
That line needs no explanation.
soon I'll reveal my name.
I will. Right now. I'm not Ostrubale, Marquis of Castel d'Oro, but simple Ruggiero Pandolfi at your service.
I could never have deciphered this poem without your footnotes.
That's poetry for you. Images, symbols.
So last night the poet and you made up a symbolic name.
The south wind always fills me with fantasy.
Which wind is blowing today?
The wind of absolute truth.
Am I to believe in your love and sincerity?
Unless you wish to see me dead, I love you. I will do anything to make you mine.
Oh, I want to believe you, but I cannot take any more deception. Please, speak to my father. Tell him who you are and how you make your living. He agrees to let me marry you, even though you've made a fool of me. I will be willing to become your wife.
Terrific. Where's your father?
Oh, I see you coming.
Is that the young man?
Yes, Father.
You go in.
But Father,
Go in, I tell you. Don't make me mad.
Very well, but you're in for a surprise.
It's obvious from his manner that he's a true gentleman.
Now for the father, this shouldn't be too hard. Doctor, I offer you my respects.
I'm highly honored. Please, accept mine.
You are, I believe, the father of Signora Rosara.
That I am. How may I be of service to your lordship?
I can't tell you how happy I am to meet you at last. My happiness is in your hands.
Oh, sir, you flatter me.
Sir, I am a man of action. I believe in getting to the point. So with your permission, I wish you to know that I am in love with your daughter Rosara and wish to marry her.
My dear sir, I too am all for the direct approach. A few carefully selected words will get us there quicker than a flowery speech. As for a noble gentleman such as yourself wishing to marry my daughter, I naturally consider it an honor. if you would be so kind as to present yourself, I see no reason why my consent should not follow.
Give me your consent and I'll tell you who I am.
Aren't you the Marquis Ostrobolic?
I'll tell you if
Hey, you! How dare you make up stories about the doctor's honest daughters? Draw your sword, man, if you've any honor left in you.
What are you addressing the Marquis?
What Marquis? That's Lelio Pantaloni's son.
You don't say.
Whoever I am, I'll teach you a lesson.
Come on, if you're man enough.
Stop, Latavio. I'll not have you fight with a liar. Come with me.
Stay away, doctor. I'll show him.
No, I forbid it. For my daughter's sake. Follow me.
Very well. Can't say no. You and I will meet again.
Any time, I'll be ready.
So, you're a Marquis, are you? A Neapolitan nobleman. A knight! I'll tell you what you are. A cheap little liar, you scum!
The devil take you! I'll tell you why don't you get off my back! But I'll show you yet my sword will make you pay for this.
Oh, what's that? Why are you playing with that sword?
I challenged Octavio to a duel.
Oh, did you fight?
For 3/4 of an hour.
What happened?
Ha! With one blow, I split him in two.
He must be dead then.
Of course.
Well, where's the body?
They took it away.
Well, that's really something. You know, I admire a good swordsman. I didn't know you had it in you.
We'll see this through tomorrow on the Isle of Guideca. If you're a man of honor, you'll meet me there and we'll fight.
Be there. Upon my word, I'll come show you.
And I'll teach you never to lie again.
Master, this is the end of the world. The dead are walking.
Oh, I must have chopped someone else in two, thinking it was Octavio. I know I killed someone, Arlecchino.
Yes, of course, but not with your sword. With your imagination, as usual.
You show me a man who has no knack for imagination and invention, and I'll say he's a fool. But this time I have truly surpassed myself. That poem was a bitch. You'd think that unknown rival of mine had done it on purpose so I could prove my mettle. But thanks to my intelligence and my brilliant imagination, I once again came off with flying colors. As always. Ha!
Did you declare your love?
Not yet. I haven't seen Rosara since she got the poem.
Oh, lass, I fear it may be too late.
Too late? What do you mean?
Well, what I mean is this. There's a lying, cheating, dishonest scoundrel who's trying to take your place. He'll stop at nothing.
And who might that be?
Well, the Marquis of Casteldoro. Who else? His servant comes from my village, a simple youth. Well, I prodded him a bit, and he spilled the beans. It seems he told Rosara he had written the poem that you threw up on the terrace. Why, he succeeded in turning your head with lies and deceptions. You spend all your money on gifts and serenades. He gets all the credit. You weep and moan, and he laughs. You keep mum, and he yaks. He'll get the girl. You'll be left out in the cold.
Oh, Brighetta, what are you saying?
It's high time you did something about it. Either you open your mouth now and speak, or you lose her forever.
I'd like to explain, but I lack the courage.
Well, then speak to her father, then.
He intimidates me.
Have someone speak for you?
Well, yes, but who can I trust? Oh, what do I do?
Well, I don't know, but let's go inside and think about it. We'll find a way.
I can't live without Rosara.
I know, so let's not waste time.
There's no time to be lost. Oh, dear Brighetta, I shall never forget what you are doing for me, not as long as I live. If Rosara should become my wife, I will always remember it was thanks to you.
Oh, I must mail this letter before the post leaves for Naples. Servants can't be trusted. They forget to lose things. Oh, I am so embarrassed towards Signor Policarpio. My son's an odd one. He's married, yet he's fooling around with the doctor's daughter. Oh, it's all my fault. I should have never sent him to Naples. If I had brought him up myself, things would have been different. Well, so what if he's grown up? I'll teach him a lesson yet. Oh, but first I must mail this letter. Later, I'll have a serious talk with his lordship, my son.
Signor Pantalone?
Yes, my dear.
There's a letter for you.
Well, you can give it.
30 soldi, please.
Where's it from?
Just arrived from Naples.
30 soldi, did you say? That's a lot of money.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
But I'll pay.
Have you heard of Emilio Bassiliosi?
Of course, he's my son.
Well, I have a letter for him, too.
You can give it to me, I'm his father.
That would be another 7 soldi.
No, 7 soldi. There you go.
Much obliged.
Yes, thank you for the letter. Much obliged.
Much obliged.
No, much obliged.
Yeah.
I wonder who it's from. Let's see here. Oh, well, the handwriting isn't familiar. Nose to seal. Well, I'm dying to know. Well, open it, you fool, and find out. My dear sir. I wonder who's addressing me like that. Let's look at the signature. Marcinello Campazone. Marcinello, I don't know him. Well, let's read on. Having written twice to your son Lelio and having received no reply, well, he was in Rome. Did you send your letters to Rome? I now take the liberty of addressing myself to you. I presume that he must have delayed his arrival. Will you please give him the enclosed when you see him? It is, as you will see, a certificate of bachelorhood, which Lelio asked me to procure for him just before he left Naples. Lelio wanted me to mail him the enclosed document, certifying that he was a bachelor, so that he would have no problem in getting married if the right girl came along. But the boy's already married. No one is in a better position to witness his celibacy than I, since I was his constant friend and companion up to the minute he left Naples. How can such a constant friend not know the boy was married? Therefore, Necoluccio. Another good friend of your son's and I, having testified and duly sworn in the presence of a notary public, have obtained a certificate attesting to the fact that your son Lelio was, to the day he left Naples, a bachelor, and as his devoted friend, beg you to pass the document on to Lelio upon his arrival. Strange, I don't understand this. Let's read on. I rejoice that he will from now on be in your good care and still, thank God, a bachelor, hence in a position to marry a girl that is worthy of his station. I am, sir, your humble and devoted. I can't get over it. So Lelio is a bachelor. Or was this letter written by an impostor? But why should someone go to such great pains unless he's sincere? No, I believe this man. But why would Lelio have lied? What could he hope to obtain by it?
Father, I was looking for you.
Oh, just in time, my son. Tell me, did you know anyone by the name of Marcinello Capozelli in Naples?
Of course. Marcinello knows everything about me. I hope my father isn't trying to contact him.
Is he an honest man? Can he be trusted?
He used to be, but now, alas, no more.
What happened?
He's dead.
When did he die?
Just before I left Naples.
Then I have good news for you, my son. Your friend Marcinello has been resurrected.
How is that?
Well, this is his handwriting, isn't it?
No, it doesn't even look like it. Oh, hell, it doesn't. I wonder what he wrote.
Are you sure this isn't his handwriting?
Of course I'm sure. But besides, he's dead, I tell you. How could he write?
Either my son's lying or the certificate's false.
I died to know what's in that letter. Father, allow me to look at the handwriting more closely. I may be able to tell you who it's actually from.
But what good is it? As you said, Marcinello's dead.
He is.
Then what good is it? Obviously, the letter was by an impostor. So much for that. Now tell me, dear boy, what have you done to Dr. Ballingermi?
What have I done to the doctor? Well, nothing. What do you mean?
Let me put it this way then. What have you done to his daughter?
Nothing! She did things to me.
She did? Oh, but I don't believe that. She's a good and respectable girl.
Oh, no, I mean, she's bewitched me. She's stupefied me. I actually believe she's cast a spell over me.
Tell me how it happened.
Well, I was walking by last night, going my way, when she spotted me. She looked at me, and then smiled, and then nodded. I don't know what it is about me, Father, but I seem to affect all women in some strange way. I attract them. I can't help it. And I can't help myself either. When they look at me like that and sigh like that, I just melt. Damn it, I wish I hadn't looked into her eyes. The devil must have been in them. I felt completely under her spell. I was done for.
Well, you are obviously more than ready for it. What's this I hear about a serenade?
I had nothing to do with that. A singer was going by singing a serenade. She believed I had hired her, and I simply let her believe it.
Did she invite you inside when the serenade was over?
I cannot lie to you, Father. Yes, I was in the house.
And I hear you had supper with her.
That's right.
And you never thought you'd be ruining her reputation?
She invited me, so I accepted.
And you think it's right for a married man to carry on like that?
I suppose not. I'm sorry, Father. I promise I'll never do it again.
Now tell me the truth. Are you married or aren't you?
I am. If my wife is still alive.
Why should she be dead?
Well, she might have died in childbirth.
But you said she was only 6 months pregnant.
She might have had a miscarriage. That's even more dangerous.
Oh, now tell me. Do you know who the girl you had supper with is?
Dr. Balanzoni's daughter.
That's right. The very girl I told you about this morning. The girl I want you to marry. Her name is Rosara.
She! Rosara!
Yes!
You told me she was the daughter of a doctor from Bologna.
Well, Dr. Balanzoni's from Bologna. Didn't you know that?
Yes, I did. Damn it, but
So,
I never even...
had you been a bachelor, you would have liked to marry this girl.
Of course I would have. Oh, Father, please don't change your mind. You can talk the doctor back into it. Let's not lose Rosara. I can't live without her.
But damn it, you're already married!
Well, what if my wife is dead?
Oh, are you mad? Now let's be serious. This nonsense of fooling around with girls must stop. Now, I'll apologize to the doctor, then off with you to Naples.
Oh, Father, please don't insist I go back there.
Well, don't you want to see your wife?
Do you want to see me dead?
Why do you say that?
Because I'll die if I can't have Rosara.
How many wives do you want?
One! Only one, as long as it's she.
What about Brazede?
Oh, the hell with Brazede.
What's that?
On my knees, Father, I beg you to forgive me.
What are you driving at?
I beg your forgiveness, please.
For what? Speak or I shall lose my temper.
Oh, Father, Brazede does not exist. I made her up. I'm not married.
Congratulations! So this is the way you deceive your father, is it? On your feet, sir, you liar, you! Is this all you learnt in Naples? On the very day you returned to Venice, before you've even seen your old father, you fool around with girls you've never laid eyes on before. You shame them without a thought, all because you like their eyes. And you claim to be a nobleman and rich, Don Astromonte from Naples, and God knows what else. A knight, a son of a prince. Why not a king, I ask you? Shame on you for the way you treated those two honest girls. What about the way you made a fool out of me? What about the lies you told your poor old father, who's been waiting to welcome you home with open arms after all these years? And why did you pretend to be married when you weren't? Say day indeed. Don Policarpio caught you in his daughter's bedroom, did he? Your watch chime, did it? You drew your sword and fought 100 men, did you? You made me weep sweet tears for your non-existent bride and my non-existent grandchild. I'll never forgive you for that. And why? Why did you invent these lies? Don't you know that an honest man takes great pride in what he is, not what he pretends to be? A merchant's credit stems from his truthfulness. Once you have been known to deceive, No one will believe you, even if you swear to tell the truth. All men will look upon you with suspicion. Always. And that's exactly what you've done. You have brought dishonor on the name of Bijunose. You have ruined our family's good name.
Father, I'm so ashamed. I don't even know what to say. I fell in love with Rosaura the moment I laid eyes on her. And so I tried to find some excuse not to get engaged to the girl you found for me. That's the only reason I lied. Now I just realized I made a fool out of myself, and what's worse, I brought dishonor on you and on our family name.
If I could only be sure that you are really repentant, I say, never mind, in time all this will be forgotten. But something tells me that you are a born liar and likely to get worse as time goes by.
No, Father, no, I hate lies. I swear to you, I'll always tell you. For God's sake, don't abandon me now, or else Father, I'll die. In fact, just now I had a bad coughing spell. I spat some blood.
Oh, the poor lad, my heart breaks. If I could only believe you, I would try to do all I can. But I still don't trust you.
If I ever lie again, may I be struck dead at your feet.
Long may you live. So, you were never married in Naples?
No, Father, never.
And you have no ties to any woman?
I have no ties whatever, Father.
Neither in Naples or elsewhere?
Nowhere, Father.
Take your time, son. Think it over carefully.
I wouldn't lie to you, Father. Not for all the gold in the world.
Do you happen to have some sort of certificate to prove you're a bachelor?
No, but I am expecting such a document to arrive any minute.
Would it make you happy if that certificate were here?
Die with joy. I'd marry Rosaura right away.
Do you think that this might be it?
Yeah! Father, this is it! This is the certificate I was expecting!
But what good is it as long as it's false?
It isn't false.
How can it be real? It was sent by corpse. Look here. It is signed by Martinello Capozzelli, who you said died 3 months ago.
Allow me to look at the handwriting more closely. Ah, yes, I see. This isn't Martinello's hand. It's his son's. It's my very best friend, of course.
Do father and son bear the same name?
Yes, something to do with an inheritance. All male members of the family have the same name.
But surely you could have been familiar with your dear friend's handwriting.
We never parted, never had occasion to correspond.
But why are you familiar with his father's handwriting?
Because I've seen it often. He was very rich. He wrote me several letters of credit.
But why isn't your friend in mourning for his father? The letter shows no sign of it.
Well, they're not provincial as we are here, Father. Mourning's out of fashion down there.
I have a feeling you're making all this up.
May I die if I ever lie again, Father.
Long may you live. So, the certificate's genuine?
Yes, I can get married tomorrow.
Yes, be that as it may. But what about the 2 months you spent in Rome?
Let's not mention that, Father. Let's just say that I arrived in Venice straight from Naples.
But wouldn't that be dishonest?
Yeah, so? Or, I mean, why should it be? I had no ties in Rome.
I'll go talk this over with the doctor. By the way, there was a letter for you. The postman didn't know you, so I took it.
A letter from me?
Yes, it cost 7 soldi. I believe it's from Rome. Rome?
Oh, well, that is certainly possible. May I have it, please?
We'll read it together.
But it's addressed to me.
Be that as it may, I'm your father and have a right to share your secrets.
As you wish, Father.
My dear husband! Whose dear husband?
I don't know. Obviously not addressed to me.
But obviously it is. It's addressed to the Honorable Signor Lelio Bisonose, Venice.
Well, there you see. I told you it wasn't addressed to me.
How can that be?
Well, it's obviously addressed to a nobleman, and everyone knows we're ordinary folk.
Titles have a way of clinging to you, my son. Let's look at the signature. Your devoted and faithful wife, Claire Selme.
Well, I'm telling you it's not for me.
Why not?
Because I don't know the woman.
You promised not to lie, Lelio.
Lies! Heaven forbid!
You swore, remember?
Yes! I said, may God strike me dead!
To whom then might this letter be addressed?
A namesake, no doubt.
I have lived in Venice all my life and have never heard of another family named Bisonose.
Well, there are many in Rome and Naples.
Yes, but this letter is addressed to Venice.
So what? Couldn't a lady of Bisognosi from Rome or Naples be visiting Venice?
Yes, that's possible, of course. Let's read the letter.
Father, if you will forgive me saying so, it's wrong to read letters addressed to others, but even if someone should open someone else's letter by mistake, one should seal it again without reading it. One shouldn't stick one's big fat nose in other people's business.
But my son's not other people.
I have already told you the letter was not for me.
We'll soon see.
My Cleonice's furious with me in that letter.
Your sudden departure from Rome left me desolate and heartbroken. You promised to take me along. What happened?
Oh, that poor woman. Her husband must have abandoned her.
Don't forget that you promised to marry me. I have it in writing.
Well, it's obvious this letter has nothing to do with me. Quite obvious.
Well, of course. You have no ties to any woman. You're free as a bird.
That's what I was saying.
And you swore not to lie again.
I have indeed.
Yet this letter intrigues me. Let's read on.
This letter's going to be a tough one like that poem was. I can see that.
If you think you're rid of me, you're mistaken. I know my rights and will pursue you until I obtain justice.
My heart melts for this woman, Father.
Oh, and I'm full of indignation for this Leo Bisonose, whoever he is.
Oh, well, how unfortunate we bear the same name, such shameful behavior.
I couldn't agree more. You speak like a man of feeling.
Oh, I am.
Let's finish the letter. Where was I? Oh! If you think you're rid of me, you're mistaken. I know my legal rights and will pursue you until I obtain justice. And you had better send for me and marry me right away as you promised. Otherwise, I'll have no choice left but to take legal action and force you into marriage by appealing to your father, Signor Pantalone. Pantalone?
What a coincidence! Our fathers too bear the same name.
I know that Signor Pantalone is an honorable merchant in Venice, and I am certain that he will help me. Even though he sent you to Naples as a boy to be brought up by his brother down there, he is still your father and would not wish to see you go to prison. I had no choice left but this, since I'll have to recover my part of the dowry which I've already entrusted into your care.
I'll bet one of my playful friends is doing this as a joke.
Playful friend, this is no joking matter. From now on, my door is barred to you. You're not to step foot in my house. Go back to Rome this minute and do justice to this girl. Otherwise, you're no son of mine.
How can you say that, Father?
I say it and I mean it. Be off with you. You rogue. You liar.
Courage, lady. You'll just keep your cool. When things come to this, one's got to remain calm and strong. And yet I hope I don't have to lie anymore. But what if I do? What if telling the truth puts me in a worse position than making up a lie? So let's just be flexible and see what happens next.
And so, how long since you've seen your Don Ostrobali, Marquis of Casteldoro?
I know very well he's not a marquis.
And do you know who he is?
Yes, Ruggero Pandolfi. He runs a business in Naples.
Ruggero Pandolfi?
He told me himself.
You're out of your mind. You're cuckoo. You're stark raving mad to still believe him. Shall I tell you who he is? Lelio. Pantaloni's son, Lelio.
You mean the young man you wanted me to marry?
No one else.
Well, in that case, it's all so simple.
Simple, my foot. The same Lelio Vicinosi who tried to make you elope with him to Naples is married and has a wife down there.
I can't believe it.
He's married, I tell you. His own father told me.
I'm so unhappy. Oh, the brute. The heartless brute.
Don't cry, you feather brain. You should rejoice. You should be glad to be rid of a dangerous character like him. Maybe this will teach you a lesson. I can't look after you all the time. I'm a busy man. But since I see that I'm unable to reason with you, perhaps I'll send you away to some place where...
Do what you think is best, Father. Punish me, I deserve it. Oh, what a scheming scoundrel, wretched liar. He makes me so angry I could strangle him.
I can't help but feel sorry for the girl, but I have to teach her a lesson. I think I'll send her away to a convent for a while, or perhaps to her aunt.
My dear doctor, your maid tells me that Signora Beatrice wishes to speak with me. As a matter of honor, I wish to avoid any secrecy in such matters. Do I have your permission to speak with her?
I appreciate your asking me. You are indeed an honest fellow. I've always been fond of you. Since you wish to have Beatrice for a wife, she shall be yours.
Yes!
Let's conclude the matter this evening.
Whatever you say, sir, I'm more than ready.
I can't cope with these daughters anymore. I'd like to get rid of one.
Doctor, sir, I've come to apologize.
What do you want?
I want to marry your daughter.
Marry my daughter? How can a married man ask such a thing?
Marry? Me? That's absolutely untrue. If I were, how could I possibly dare to ask for your daughter's hand?
Is this another of your lies?
You better stop. Everyone's caught on to you by now.
Who told you I was married?
Your father.
Oh.
He even told me you were married to the daughter of a Don Policarpio and that your wife's name was Brazile.
Doctor, the love I bear for your daughter forces me to confess to you that my father was not telling you the truth. Alas, my father is a liar.
What shame! How dare you? Your father's an honest man. He wouldn't lie.
If you don't believe me, take a look at this. This certifies that I'm married. You're acquainted, I believe, Octavia, with the legal ways of Naples. You'll grant that this document is in order, won't you?
Well, it seems to be. And the seal does look authentic.
Does this mean that you're not married?
Of course.
Then why should your father have said you were?
Because, I can't tell you.
That's strange. Why not?
My father was sorry about the pact he made with you about marrying your daughter.
For what reason?
A merchant who had heard of my return to Venice offered him a dowry of 50,000 escudos.
I can't believe Signor Pantaloni would insult me so.
Well, he does unexpected things to a man.
I'm amazed at all this.
So you're in love with my daughter, Rosario.
I worship her.
Didn't you fall in love rather suddenly?
Suddenly, I've been in love with her for 2 months.
Signor Lelio, I must warn you to beware. I've been staying at the Aquila Inn for the past 2 months, and you only arrived there yesterday.
Of course. I was lodging at the Scudo de Francia. I moved to the Aquila yesterday in order to be closer to Rosara.
Dare I believe you?
Doctor, would I lie to you?
I'll speak to my daughter. If she's willing, then you may have Rosara in spite of everything.
Everything's right for a happy ending. Now, if only I can get married to Rosara without delay, that'll be the end of Cleonice. There isn't much the Roman could do to me then.
Signor Lelio, I must admit that you are a master at fabricating lies, and I must also admit that luck has been with you.
My dear friend, I won't be able to fight with you tomorrow.
And why not?
A previous engagement for another duel, called marriage.
Ha! Here is Signor Lelio. He wants to marry you. Well, what do you say? Do you want him for a husband?
But I thought you said Signor Lelio was already married.
Apparently he is not.
Really? I couldn't believe you deceived me so.
How could I when I love you as I do?
But I do know you are capable of lying.
This can go on forever. Have you made up your mind? Are you sure you want it?
If you approve, Father, then yes.
Oh, there you are, Doctor. I must speak to you. But what is my son doing here?
He has merely come to repair the insult that you have inflicted upon me and my daughter.
Me? What am I supposed to have done?
Please don't play the innocent. You had the cheek to tell me your son was married, though you knew perfectly well he wasn't. You tried to keep him away from my daughter.
I merely repeated what I had heard from him.
No matter. Everything is perfect now. Here's my bride, Father. Give her a kiss. She's the daughter-in-law you've always wished for. Now everyone must be happy. Just please say no more.
How can I say no more? How can I keep quiet? Doctor, read this if you will, and tell me if this marriage is possible.
I have nothing to do with that letter.
But it seems to have a lot to do with you, Signor Lelio. So, you've been in Venice for over 2 months, have you? So you're a certified bachelor with no ties whatsoever, are you? Rosaura, get away from the scoundrel. A liar. Have you no shame, sir, to ask for my daughter's hand when you're engaged to Cleonice in Salme in Rome? Have you no shame to make a promise to this lady and then run away? You coward! You miserable liar! You bum!
Very well. Since my father has seen fit to humiliate me in public, I'm forced to tell you everything. Cleonice is a prostitute. I ran into her at the hotel where I was staying in Rome. She pursued me. She wouldn't let me alone. One night when I happened to have a few glasses of wine too many, she cornered me. She made me sign something. I didn't even know what I was signing at the time. I have witnesses to prove that.
This will need time to clear up. In the meantime, please go away.
You're condemning me to death. That's what you're doing. How do you expect me to live away from Rosaura?
You'll manage somehow. As for your love for my daughter, I don't believe a word of it.
What?
You are merely upset at having been found out for the liar you are.
How dare you doubt my love, sir? Rosaura, you tell them. Did I not declare my love for you through a marvelous serenade, and later did I not let you know of my feelings through the most sincere verses ever written? You tell them. They won't believe me.
Doctor, please pardon my interrupting you, but there is something I must reveal to you about this man and your daughters.
What else can he have been up to? In heaven's name, what else is there for me to know?
Sir, this impostor has been claiming to have done what in actual fact has been done by me. I would have the Signora Rosaura know that it was I who sent her the present of silk lace, and it was I who wrote the poem which you received today.
Liar!
This will soon show who is the liar. It is the rough draft of my poem in my own handwriting. The Signora Rosaura can tell us whether it is the poem which you received today.
Aye, sir. I can vouch for what Signor Florindo says. I saw him hold up on the balcony myself.
Oh, yes, Father, this is the very poem I received this afternoon.
And now, sir, I suppose you will try and talk your way out of this.
I laugh. I could only laugh at such simple-mindedness. I was merely trying to amuse Rosaura at the expense of this lout. Just think a simpleton composes a serenade and won't reveal his identity. He writes a poem and awkwardly throws it upon a terrace and then runs away and hides. Oh, well, your confession comes too late, my friend. Rosaura loves me. Her father's consented to our marriage. We're as good as married. You're enough to make me split my sides laughing.
I'll split your sides for you, you.
No, Signor Angelo. Let's all try and keep our tempers. And so, Florinda, am I to understand that you also wish to marry my daughter, Rosaura?
Indeed, I do, sir. Until now, I lacked the courage to say so.
Oh, Florinda, I always thought you didn't like me.
And we take that to mean that Florinda also pleases you.
Oh, yes, Father. Oh, this is the happiest day of my life. So, Signor Pantalone, you won't be too hard on Lelio, will you? After all, if it hadn't been for him, Florinda never would have found the courage to tell me.
Oh, hurry, Master. There's not a moment to lose.
Please, Orchino, you're interrupting a most touching scene.
Master, she's here.
What's this fool talking about? Who's here?
Master, there's no time for a witty invention. That young lady from Rome is here.
What? Cleonice!
Oh, it's too late, Master. Here she is.
So, there you are,
Nietzsche, how I've missed you.
Liar! Cheat! Rogue! Scoundrel! Fascinating charm.
You bewitching enchantress.
I'm hungry. I don't want to hear any of your lies until I've had a good meal.
Well, in that case, my darling, allow me to escort you back to the inn, and after we've had a good meal, I will tell you the truth.
And I'll never believe you.
He's really flipped his wig for her. But she seems to know how to handle him.
But thank goodness somebody is finally taking him off my hands. Let's all go into the inn and celebrate the engagement of Florinda and Rosaura, and Ottavio and Beatrice.
Thank you, my dear Dr. Baronzoni. We are indeed four happy young people, and we, at any rate, owe our happiness and good fortune to our upright integrity.
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by that. But I do know that for all the fine tales my master and I wittily invented, we both seem to have been wittily circumvented.
Liar, cheat, rogue, humbug.
How well you know me, my sweet.
You fascinating charm.
You bewitching enchantress. I'm done for.
I'm hungry.
I know you're hungry, and you don't want to listen to any more of my lies until you've had a good meal.
After which, oh, you will insist on telling me the truth.
And you'll never believe me.
She seems to know how to handle him as well.